श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम ओम सहनावतो सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ओम शांति शांति शांति. So we are going to continue with the same lecture series, which is Introduction to Sarva Vedanta Siddhanta Sarasangraha. So yesterday we saw a stupid statement, which is all path leads to the same goal. All path leads to the same goal. It's a stupid statement. And you can understand that it is a stupid statement. Why? Because I said so. Is it? For some, yes. But that need not be so. Let us understand the stupidity clearly. Why is this statement a stupid statement? We have to understand, like yesterday we started with the question, what is moksha? We have to understand what moksha is. If we understand what moksha is, then we'll understand why this statement is a stupid statement. See, there is a group of people called Charvakas. Different philosophy. One among the philosophies, Charvaka philosophy. Charvaka means materialistic philosophers. That is how we translate it in English. Normally we say the way the Westerners are, and some people add a rejoinder saying that is how into which India is also entering. I'll say no, that is not how it is. Why? Because Charvaka, let us see why Westerners, we are not same as the Westerners. Let us see. As a thumb rule, general rule, this is what they do. When they travel in a road and the road is empty, there is no camera anywhere, they are in a village, and further down there is a U-turn, a place where you have to take a U-turn. They will go to that place where the U-turn sign is and they turn only there. Normally what we do is, we take a U-turn even in the mid of a very busy road. We don't care about others. We have our freedom. So that is one important reason why we are not the same as Westerners. We were talking about materialistic philosophers. Charvaka philosophy is materialistic philosophy in that sense. In the sense where they follow the law and order very strictly. In the Charvaka Siddhanta philosophy is not taught to everyone. Only a select few, after studying all the philosophies, are chosen to be taught this Charvaka. You can see an instance of Charvaka philosopher, only one instance in Mahabharata at the end of after the war, when they were about to be crowned. This fellow says, you people don't have any rights to get crowned because you people cheated. You didn't kill the Kauravas in a proper battle. You killed him by deceiving him, by cheating, so that you people don't deserve it. So these Charvakas, they are very strict followers of adherence of law and order. Okay. So what they accept as moksha, we have to understand. They don't accept moksha. They say there is no moksha. You are born once, you are going to die once. So where is moksha here? What is the point of moksha? All these are all stupidities which the people who want to have food, good food, they create. Udara nimittam bahukrita vesham, as Bhagavan Bhashyakara says in Bhajagovinda. These are not real. There is no real, there is no rebirth, etc. Why do you want to worry about your moksha then? Enjoy your life. That is what they say. That is such a stupid statement. Not accepting rebirth. We accept rebirth, Buddhist, Jainism, etc. Many of the Indian philosophies accept rebirth. They are based on rebirth, but not Charvakas. Why it is stupid? Because a rebirth is something which is experienced and which is established. Both through experience and establishment, we understand that it is a right. It is proper to accept rebirth. How? We see stories of people who say they are reborn. There is a recent, a few days ago, a couple of days before, there was an article in the newspaper saying that this boy, he recollects his past birth. He calls his grandmother as wife, and his uncles as sons and daughters. And there are other instances also. This fellow, he talks about, don't belong to this family, I belong to that family. There is my wife, my kids, etc. He refers to some village and the street and all that. And they are not rich or anything. They have not been to anywhere outside they don't know anything outside their own village. So when this fellow is a 10 or something, he persistently claims that he does not belong to this family and all that. So they say, okay, let's take him and finish this off once for all. They go there. To their surprise, there is a village called that in that name, and there is a street in that name, and the house that this fellow refers to is also there in that street. This is my house. So they somehow convince the lady of the house to play the game. So they bring the kids, not just what he says as his sons, Tintu, Mintu, something, something. So not just them, some 20 odd kids they bring, and like a parade, they say, okay, which is your son? He says, I don't have to see all of them. That is Tintu and it is Mintu. Over. And what he said is right. It is Tintu and that is Mintu or Chintu or Pintu, whatever his name is. He says, they are right. And when the lady takes him to the shop, which he was running before, he says, you have changed a lot. You have changed the shop a lot. Earlier, in this rack, I had these things. And on top of this, that. And I had hidden money in that rack. Everything. So this is something which is experienced and established. There is a contradiction of accepting psychology as a science, whether it's a science or non-science. We are not going to enter into it. Just because it is an ology, we accept it to be a science and we enter into that discussion. There is this thing called regression in psychology. There was this fellow, he had some issues, mental issues. He was to a psychologist, and the psychologist wanted to understand the reason for this problem, because it is not a problem of now. It was some problem which is of past. So he wanted to take him to the past. Okay, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, etc. No reason for this issue. When you are 3 years, many of us won't even know that we were alive when we were 3. I don't remember my 3 years. And I know people who remember their 3 years, their 2 years, etc. And I even jokingly say that this fellow probably remembers his past life also. You can't believe him. He remembers. So the thing is, when they put him though we may not recollect now, it is registered in our mind. So they asked him questions regarding his 3 years, nothing there. In his 2 years, nothing there. When he was 1 year, nothing there. Then this psychologist probably was completely out of any logic. He said, what about your past life? Something like that he asked. Probably. And this fellow said, yes, that was this situation, this vision. That is why I had this. So psychology also accepts. I don't want to bring equate Shastra with psychology. No, Shastra with science. No, never. I don't do that. I accept Shastra and I accept science in two different lines. They don't meet even at infinity. They don't even meet at infinity. They are parallel lines maybe, but they don't meet anywhere. I don't let that meet anywhere. So the thing is, Shastra, the science accepts also this rebirth. Shastra, of course. When I say Shastra, 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 what does Shastra mean? We have to understand that also. When I generally say Shastra, Shastra means Vedanta. Shastra can also mean the different things. Like we said, there are four different pursuits, four human pursuits: Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. When I say Dharma, whatever deals with Dharma is Dharma Shastra. Whatever deals with Artha, wealth, money is Artha Shastra. Artha Shastra of Kautilya is not Artha Shastra, this Artha Shastra. It's not economics. Artha Shastra of Kautilya is a management. It talks about the management of the king, how the king should manage his kingdom. That is the Artha Shastra, not Kautilya's Shastra is economics. No, it is not economics. Anyway, so the third one, Kama Shastra, Kama Sutra, etc. They are Kama Shastra. That is also Shastra. And of course, we have Vedanta Shastra, which is Moksha Shastra. So there are different things. Everything is a Shastra for us. Okay. So this Shastra accepts, our Shastra accepts rebirth. Our Shastra accepts rebirth. So in this rebirth philosophy, we say this experience, this kind of things which happening here. So if we accept rebirth, then this Charvaka system, only one birth system is gone. There is no possibility of one birth, one death system. It cannot be accepted. Okay, Charvaka gone. Now comes who? In the tradition, they will bring some other fellow. Now I am going to bring some other fellow. I am going to bring this fellow who preaches love is God. Oh, beautiful. Love is God. They will say it with such a love. All humbug, bogus. Don't believe. Love is not God. What? You heard right. Love is not God. Because we don't know what love is. In later, in Shastra, Vedanta Shastra, in Shastra, we'll hear this again and again. Atmanastu kamaya sarvam priyam bhavati. Atmanaha tu kamaya sarvam priyam bhavati. For the love of oneself, everything becomes loved. We, let us say, I love this pen. I love this pen. Don't, I'm just saying. Oh, Guruji loves this pen. No, I'm just saying, okay, this pen or something. This was here, so I took this pen. Okay. When I say I love this pen, why do I say I love this pen? Because this pen writes nicely. Just because it says it writes nicely, I say it, I love it. Or maybe this is presented to me by someone whom I have great respects for, or somebody I love. Some reason. So, whatever I call as love, we call as love is a business. Whatever we call as love is just a business, nothing else. There is no divine love. There is no divine love. Don't worry about it. Why? Because only when you understand the truth that not all are one, there is nothing other than me. Only when you understand there is nothing other than me, there can be true love, divine love. Only that is possible. Only when understand the truth, your divine love is possible. Nowhere it is possible. Every other place, whatever you call love is an infatuation A or a business deal B. Over. There's nothing else. Okay. So these fellows who call this love is God, etc., are stupid. It is impossible for them to love or them to be loved. This is like this fraud theory, Freudian theory. I see fraud theory, like this fraud theory. So everything is a for him. Everything is based on sex. Similarly, these people they didn't get enough love, so love is God. All that stupidity. Okay, it is impossible. Okay, that aside. Now the third fellow, the third group of fellow we are going to see is a be good, do good. Huh, such a stupidity. Be good, do good. There can be no be good, do good possible in this world. A, because of whatever reason I said for love is God. B, another reason. Be good, do good, etc. Because there are some people in in Western countries, you can see those people who just don't care about anything. They just care about taking care of being good for everyone. That is enough. I don't want to follow this philosophy or that philosophy. I am just good. I'm logical. I follow the rules. I am always right, and I only follow whatever is right. Right for the community, right for the environment, right for the world, right for the creation, right for this, right for that. Only right. That is also not right. Why? Right is not right. Why? Understand this. Yesterday, when I was talking about Puranas, I said there are three levels of Puranas. One is a karma, the stories. Second is a dharma, the virtue and wise part. Third is a marma, the secret. So we go to that back to that again. There is this story in Mahabharata where this fellow called Karna. Karna is a person who does not see left, right, center. He just gives anything as gift, donation, over, nothing. If a person asks something, he just gives it. I like your chain. Okay, give, take it. I like your headgear. Take it, over. He does not think twice. So he is known for donating, gifting without an expectancy. That is what they say. Now, he is severely bruised and he is having wounds everywhere. He's bleeding heavily. He's bleeding to death now. That is the situation he is in the war front. At that point, Krishna, by decorating himself, by presenting himself as a Brahmin, comes to Karna and asks for his punya. Oh Karna, please, I heard you are great donator. You donate everything, gift everything. Please give me your punyas. Karna, because he is a great tapasvi, he sees the true person. He says, Krishna, why did you come like this? You could have come in a normal way and asked. I won't differentiate whether you are Krishna or you are a Brahmin. Even if you are you, I would have given. Anyway, since you asked, I'll give. Where is the water? He doesn't see the water. He takes some blood because you have to gift anything, donate anything with water. That's a promise which you can. Water is such a precious thing. It is divine, God. Okay. So he gives it with all his punya. Now say, wait. Why did Krishna want his punya? Because later when you study Vedanta, you will repeatedly hear that the jnanis, the liberated ones, are not tainted by any good or bad karmas, any karma. And avataras are not born out of any good or bad karmas. They are born out of our collective good karmas. So, when this is so, why did Krishna ask for the punya? Because whether it is punya or papa does not matter, it brings another birth. One birth, okay, so what? No. If you say, even if I say only one birth, you do whatever, okay, even if it is one birth, I'm not even talking about the pain and pleasure which you have experienced in that. One birth begets the future births. Because in that one birth, you are not going to stay silent. You are going to do good and bad because of your likes and dislikes. You cannot stay without likes and dislikes. It is impossible for you to stay without likes and dislikes. Though we may not be interested in cricket, if there are three parties fighting each other, Chennai, Mumbai, Delhi, some other, whatever, even if you are not sided with one party, let's say, since I am from Chennai, I will not talk about Chennai. Since there are two parties which are fighting, Mumbai and Delhi. Now, whether I like it or not, I will take side of Mumbai or Delhi invariably. I'll say this fellow should win or that fellow should win. Remain as a spectator without siding with someone or other. It is impossible. So, without likes and dislikes, you cannot stay. Therefore, you are going to like or dislike, and therefore, you are going to create another punya or papa, and therefore, you are going to create another rebirth for yourself. You cannot escape that. That is why Krishna relieved him of all the punyas so that he doesn't get born again. Okay. So this do good, be good is all based on one birth philosophy again. So that is not acceptable. Okay. Next, we'll take up this Buddhist. We have a system. We say Astika Nastika. Astika Nastika. People who believe and who don't believe. Okay. Theist and atheist. What is Astika and what is Nastika? What is theist and atheist? Normally we say a person who believes in God and person who does not believe in God. Simple. But according to Vedanta Shastra, we don't differentiate them like that. Because Buddhist, Jainism, they are accepted to be Nastika. So they believe in gods. Jainas believe in God, Buddhists believe in God, Buddhas, there are great Buddhas who are accepted to be God form, etc. And others, Neela, this, that, and all. But still, they are referred to as Nastika. Why? Because according to us, Nastika means one who does not believe in Shastra as a Pramana. Pramana means means of right knowledge. Pramana, means of right knowledge. So one who does not accept the Shastra, the Vedanta to be means of right knowledge is Nastika. One who accepts Vedanta, the Shastra, the Vedas to be Vedas to be means of right knowledge is a Astika. Okay. Oh, what is Shastra? We said Shastra. For us, Vedanta is Shastra. What is Shastra? Again, Shastra is of two words. Shatra, not two characters, two words. Sha means Shasana. Tra means Tranana. Shasanat Trananat Shastram ityabhidhiyate. Shasana means to rule, to guide. To guide me in right path. That is Shasana. Tranana, tra, rakshane. Trapu rakshane, to protect. That's the root word. That which protects, that which by guiding me in the right path protects me from the samsara. keeps me away from the samsara. That is Shastra. Shasana, Pranana, guiding and protecting. That is what Shastra means. So, the Shastra, the Vedas, these people, they don't accept as a Pramana, means of right knowledge. So, therefore, they are called as a Nastika, non-believers. Non-believers of Vedas as Pramana, not non-believers of God. Now, among the Buddhists, there are different kinds of Buddhists. Among them, the important one is Shunyavadi. Shunyavadi means a voidism. People who accept everything to be void, zero. We have to understand this because idiots, they start saying Zen Buddhism and Vedanta are same. Zen Buddhism talks about Shunya and Vedanta talks about infinity. How can zero and infinity be same? Crazy. So we have to understand, once we understand these basic things, we will be very clear with Vedanta. So we will be interested in studying Vedanta properly. Okay. Now, this Buddhist, they accept everything to be Shunya. What about self? Self is Shunya. Who wants to gain nothing? No one desires to gain nothing. Everyone who enters study of Shastra or enters this path, they want to be eternal. And they say you don't exist. How can you accept something which says you don't exist? Therefore, that is not a proper philosophy. That is not a proper philosophy, which is Buddhism. Buddhism is not a proper philosophy. Then comes the Jainism. Jainas don't accept Veda as Pramana also. They accept different gods. For them, the self is like a elastic. Like if an elephant enters the body of a human being, the self will be hanging out. Or if the ant's self enters a human being, then the self will be difficult to find in the body itself. That is the biggest problem. Then to understand that self will be another biggest problem. So it is like these people who have this sacred thread. In North India, you can see people normally rotating this sacred thread on their right ear when they use the washroom, etc. If I do, it's because of the North Indian samskara. So when you are wearing a t-shirt or a shirt or something, kurta or something, you will search for this. This will be somewhere hidden like this. So you'll search for this. Like that, you will be searching for yourself, which is somewhere hidden in your right leg corner or right leg corner, left leg corner, or hand, finger, somewhere. We don't even know. Very difficult to find that. So to avoid this error, they accept the self to be like an elastic. If it enters from a human being, it enters an elephant, it expands. From an elephant, if it enters ant, it shrinks. Very beautiful. That's a very good idea. But the problem is, whatever undergoes transformation, whatever undergoes change, cannot be eternal. Therefore, the self they proclaim is not eternal, and we don't want to have that non-eternal self. We are not interested in gaining the non-eternal self. It's like a day for yesterday when I was doing some wiring job. This fellow who came for this assistant, who came for with the electrician, he asked me, Swamiji, they say you stayed in Rishikesh. Yes. In Himalayas. Yes. Do you know about this plant? What plant? He gave a name to something. I said, what? No, the root. If you crush the root and eat it, your body will die, but your Atma will not die. I said, what? Atma never dies. If it dies, it is not Atma. No, 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 no. Only if you eat that, your Atma will not die. I read it in a book. I'll bring you the book. I said, why do you have to bring me the book? I am an author myself. I write thousands of books establishing this. No, idiots, they can't understand things. So the problem is you are blessed. That is the thing. So this self which undergoes transformation cannot be eternal. And what is their moksha? Another biggest problem. According to them, the Jainas, the moksha is after you leave the body, you travel up. You don't take another birth. You travel up. Your self travels up, 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 up. Higher the momentum, greater you are. The bigger Tirthankara, realized one you are. So the Tirthankara, the first Tirthankara, second Tirthankara, 27th Tirthankara, etc. There are different numbers they have given. So they are all people who are one step ahead of the others. The seniors are ahead. They have the pole position. So traveling higher and higher and higher, you will be tired actually, I think. So that is not a joy, and that there is no happiness in it. That cannot be moksha also. And there are other peoples who claim different things. We'll see each one of them. Okay. हरिः ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ओम शांति शांति शांति.